driving
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, and about 4:02 Sunday morning.
Let's call our meeting to order. Minutes and reports received and filed.
I have the June 2015 clerk fees filed and June 2015 three-quarter fees filed.
Commissioner committee liaison reports.
Got Solid Waste Management District Board meeting tomorrow. I don't know if we have HBA or not. I don't think we have a July meeting. Chief's got a meeting Thursday?
Thursday, my place.
Your place, all right. What are we having for dinner?
I don't know. Not my month to buy.
Oh. Do we have Renegades meeting Friday? Have you heard from?
We do, I'm gonna be out of town, but I'm sure we do.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then I heard y'all talk about the radio. Chris has that covered?
Yeah, Chris
Friday
is
then?
gonna-
All right, be ready to call in. That's an unspoken rule. We don't do that to
I
each
told
other,
Mark,
right?
I said, everybody's gonna be nice to him because he did such a good job
just-
on the on Salute to America.
Just disguise your voice and say it's a wonderful job you guys are doing up there. Yeah, got a few of them out there.
Only thing that I really have is that, besides the radio on Friday, is whole county government superintendent's thing is next Tuesday. At 8:30.
Yep. Got Saturday's dedication of the Missouri National Guard Resiliency Center at 10 a.m. And I'm gonna be gone, so you guys do it all Friday and Saturday. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Where you gonna be?
Wisconsin.
Cheesehead.
Yeah. Bad beer.
Unbelievable.
Commission comments, unfinished business. Any unfinished business? God, this is easy. New business accounts payable review.
I'd ask for approval of accounts payable.
Almost there. It says digital aerial photography for the whole imagery, 13 and 18.
That was that GIS stuff on it.
That's part of the list of stuff.
Is that just?
That's just a payment. I think the overall contract was like 34,000, I think.
Okay, then I just had a couple other things. This Cobra Health Insurance Administrative monthly fee,
Mhm.
that's something we have to have.
Yeah, we offer Cobra to
Right.
employees, and we have always contracted with this company to do that for us. We notify them, and then they notify the carriers, and then they, if somebody does take Cobra, then they take the payments from that. They keep up with all the federal requirements of what changes all the time with that.
So are they still on our insurance, or are
Yes.
they?
Yes, they still fall on our bill,
Mhm.
and then Cobra Service collects the money for us, and they redeposit the money from the employees. And it's good for 18 months after they leave. But an employee can't continue that if they want. There's just all kinds of federal requirements on that Cobra Source stuff, so.
And then I saw where there was a quarterly maintenance for DevNet for $62.50, and that was coming out of information systems. Why is that coming out of IS?
I know when we first bought the software, you guys made an arrangement with Larry that
Mercy.
he paid for most of it when we bought it, but the ongoing maintenance that we would pick up, I don't know.
Okay, that was before I was here.
I mean, we could talk about that at every budget time, you know. Sorry, Larry.
That's a year away though, so
Yeah.
6 months, I think.
Yeah, 6 months away. But it was kind of easier if Dale controls all the maintenance, so we know, where everybody is. But not the sheriff pays for his maintenance at his fund, other departments do pay for this, that have their own fund, pay for their own maintenance, some might do.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. How do you wanna do the thing when we go in and click on all of them so that y'all can process the checks?
Well, whenever you guys get done with doing that today, then we'll run the checks after. they're
Okay,
all
that's what I'm
approved.
asking. When you say you guys,
I'll do it.
Okay.
all right, you can have it. Just make sure somebody's got it so that they can proceed with it, so.
We'd appreciate it.
Perfect. All righty.
Discussion of the Vidmo Regional Planning Annual Membership.
Well, I did receive the annual membership for them. Their year starts July 1 of 15 to June 30th of 2016. Some years there's been a debate about whether you guys want to belong to this association, so I've just brought it to you to decide if you want me to pay this bill. It was budgeted this year. And if you guys don't care, I mean, I'll pay it just like the rest of them, but there's always sometimes been a debate about. is
I
there-
think we get a good benefit out of this. I mean, they're always looking for funds for public works projects and various other projects, so I think it's well worth the money.
Yeah, I do too.
How much?
They just recently got some to tear down some buildings down there at St. Thomas too, that St. Thomas they weren't gonna be able to do themselves, so what do you you need this back or?
Yeah,
I'd like to comment, they really help us a lot as far as our regional RSOC. They are the folks where the money is actually funneled through Homeland Security. When we do get our grants for a lot of our hazmat and the mobile command center, stuff like that, they're the organization that actually buys it, purchases it, initiative, so we don't have to mess with it out of the budget. So we work a lot with Ed and his group. This year we'll be doing our 5-year hazardous mitigation study by the federal government, and they handle that for us at no cost.
They've helped out various communities. I mean, St. Martin's has benefited greatly from their help with grants and different things. And so there's a lot of resources there. They're able to make some projects happen, and so it's, yeah, I think it's very worthwhile.
okay. You guys really don't have to vote on it as far as I go. Just, it'll come in accounts payable next time.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Accepting the indirect DOS study from Maximus.
Okay, well, we received the indirect cost study. I usually just give it to the county clerk as far as that we have it on record, as far as accepting it. I know we've already submitted it to the state because it had to be done on June 30th in order to receive our funding back. So if you guys want a copy of it, I'll be scanning it later for our records, but, okay.
Is there anything worthwhile, noteworthy that we should know about that?
No, actually, we added that other part about the cost per day per jail inmate. That report, he said he'll have by the end of this week for me. So I think maybe that's more interesting to you than any of this is, but when I get that, I'll email that to you guys too.
Could I get a copy of that also, please?
Okay.
Email would be fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
So just assess like wages and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, it took the whole year, 2014, all the expense, all the revenue, and then it did cost out different departments for the time they put on each type of project within their scope of, like the county clerk, how much time they spend on the minutes, how much time they spend on different things like that within their office.
Okay.
So, he was here, I think, for about 2.5 days.
Great, thank you.
Accepting a report from the assessor on tax totals for the 2015 values, Mr. Chris.
And I know Chris, he actually brought it over here last Thursday for you guys. I just wanted to get it on the agenda as you guys have been receiving this once a year. He submits these totals to you on the 2015 values. And I invited Chris over just to, if you guys have any questions for him about it.
This is something I do every year. We have to certify values, and we do that July 1st. So it's basically just me officially turning over those books to you and the clerk. And as of this point, I have no control over making any changes to values for this tax year. So any changes that happen after that are done by the Board of Equalization.
I think I attached the copy. So it's yours.
So does this certify everything that you did this year?
Yeah, all the values, you've got the residential, the agricultural, the commercial, and personal property. So that comes up with our basic value, and then everybody uses that number to calculate how much they need the tax levy to be to get the amount of money that they need.
But you rotate, I mean, you don't do every property every year, so I assume that just,
Every property is done every year.
okay.
Yes. Yes. Now, on the even year, the odd year is a reassessment year, so on the even year, unless there was a physical change to the property, the value doesn't change, and that's by statute.
Okay. So is this a reassessment year then, or
Yes, odd
this
year.
already, or going forward?
No, January 1st, I have to value property as it exists January 1st of that
Okay.
given year. And then every odd year is a reassessment year. That's one of the reasons the assessor's office, the election, the term actually starts September 1st
Mhm.
of the odd year. So the incoming assessor doesn't have to deal with that first thing coming into January.
Okay. Thank you.
And to that point, I'll be sending out dates for you guys to start setting the
For the
levy
BOE. Oh,
for the
levy.
taxes. too. So-
Do we need any action on that, or?
No, maybe just a motion to accept it.
Okay. I move we accept the report from the assessor on tax totals.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Accepting the check from the City of Columbia on the air service refund.
And I scanned a copy of it there, and that was for the agreement that was set forth, I don't know, back in, it's been
3 years ago.
Yeah. That, Jill could probably explain it better than me, how that was set up, I'm not sure.
Well,
There's a-
that was from the different communities. I think we kicked in, what, 100,000?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we're getting back $104,364
Yeah.
and 94 cents.
It's been successful.
Yeah.
Yeah, till they come and ask for it back.
They're adding more flights.
Yeah.
They're
And
trying
bigger
to.
jets.
I thought they already asked to keep it.
I talked to Mike Mathis. He said they didn't need it at this time. So we were invited over to that reception where I think they returned, you know, but no, they just sent it, so.
I did receive it in the mail last week, and it's already been deposited, so. I'm just wondering.
Put it into the window fund?
Well, no.
Very
Bad
possible.
place for it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad idea at all.
We might be using that on roads.
Yeah.
Go a lot further on windows than we're
Yeah.
on roads.
Yeah, the road's got its own fun.
Other issues that come before the commission this day.
I did get a bill from the chamber for the third quarter, and I know there was some kind of agreement that maybe you guys wanted them to come to you in 6 months, or was there? I just didn't know
September,
whether-
isn't that the magic date that
Mm-hmm.
September
September.
1st is to have something planned for next year?
Okay. I know Jennifer has been working on maybe an RFQ for that, so I'm not sure where she's at.
We probably need to check on that.
This is third quarter. I'd say that we need to probably go ahead and pay that. I mean, because we just started the third quarter, right?
I think we agreed to go ahead and do it for the
Mhm.
year, and then we'd look at something different for next year if we're going to.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and get that paid. That's all I have.
Nobody else? Gosh.
I got all day. We've only used about 17 minutes, so. All right.
Well, I do want to thank Chris, though, because he did a superb job on Salute to
Oh.
America. That was.
I didn't do near as much as a lot. Bill Farr and all the emergency personnel and all the volunteers and Dan Rolling that did a great job in the laborers union, and it takes a lot of people to pull that off, and you get lucky when you have good weather. So
Yeah, we had an older gentleman Friday who fell, and EMS was there pretty quick and bandaged him up, and that was 3 o'clock on Friday already. So it flowed very well. It
We
was.
had a few little incidents, but it wasn't near as bad. It wasn't very hot. But I can kind of give you a rundown. Just my volunteers for the emergency response in my group. Our hours was 141 hours in those 3 days. Just planning. So yeah, altogether with EMS, fire, and my group, 769 hours total. Just volunteer. So it's a bunch.
Yeah, it really did. It brings people. We had people in from Illinois, and they had come in on the train. They were staying at the DoubleTree. They spent 2 nights there. They spent money in my store. They were spending money eating out. Then I ran into some other people on the street from Minnesota who were here, and it draws a lot of tourists to Jefferson City. And to me,
I'll forward this breakdown to you, so you can see. It shows you a lot of hours.
Yeah.
First year, we really kept huge track on it.
Draws a lot of tourists, but where do the vendors come from?
Yeah.
They make all their money and they take off with it.
well, some
I
of
knew I
them-
couldn't go without an
well, but
argument
you still
today.
you have
Some of them-
phones, you have spectators, had their own bands. You had
I spent money over in Callaway County though while I was watching it.
See, there you spend in another county.
'Cause it's
See,
too
you
crowded
traveled.
here and you bet a bunch
Oh,
of-
baloney! You were down here. I saw your truck.
Yeah, I saw the guy with the horns and everything.
yeah. I was going to talk about Steve. He kind of parked kind of cockeyed there in his parking space yesterday.
Somebody,
That was somebody.
Might have been drinking or something. I don't know. It could teach you how to back in better. But all in all, it was a wonderful event. So.
Maybe next year I can do a proposal on stage.
There you go.
You know, I did not know anything about that till Sunday morning. I never even got to hear Jeremy.
I didn't know about that. I saw it in the paper or
Yeah.
Facebook or something.
Get that
Laugh
down.
about
Put that down.
Yeah, don't hold your breath. I would
That
not.
next year.
If I spell it G-O-F-F.
Yeah.
You can get a lot of people talking.
We had 17 left the room. Gosh darn it! I got you on TV saying that.
It's on here anyway,
Yeah,
so
he's still recording.
you know I don't care. It's all fun. You gotta give people something to talk about, and we can't sit up here and just get along, or it'd be boring.
Yeah.
So that's why I started arguing about the vendors coming from out of town, and they're taking all our tax money and leaving.
Oh, I agree.
Well, don't
I
agree,
know.
you
I know.
can't fight then.
Tasir got really upset because at one year I think they put a vendor out front that was selling gyros, and what does Tasir sell besides coffee? He sells gyros, and he.
Yeah, if they don't want somebody in front of them, they do.
Yeah, I told him
give
to
that
just
option.
complain to Chris. I just.
Yeah, they won't put anybody in front if they don't want it. So, we had about 130 booths, but they weren't awful, but that's a lot of them, so maybe they need to raise the prices of them booths so we don't have to give them money.
Aren't they, what, 500 a space? The Breeze had 4 spaces. So
It's $300 or $400 or $500, yeah. I forget what it was.
I can't remember.
So,
It's full,
Wow.
it's full early too. They sold out all the vendor spots very early.
yeah, we talked to them when we were setting them up Saturday morning. There were a lot of them from out of town. I kind of miss the old vans they used to have. I don't know, 1990s vans, chocked full. They're bottomed out, full of stuff. You wouldn't believe what they could stuff in them things.
Well, even the old car, we ate breakfast at Town Grill on the 4th, and people next to us had a 74 Dodge something, and they came from Kansas just to show their car.
I think there's 120
Yeah.
cars this year.
Yeah, so it draws a lot of people in. They were eating breakfast on a local greasy spoon.
I'll have to brag on Public Works last week with all the rain. I had rain across my gravel road in 4 places that I've never seen it on before. And they were out there the next day and it was all graded and the ditches were better.
Yeah, Larry's there.
They were Friday, Saturday, rain.
Yeah.
And it did destroy a lot of roads.
Oh, those pictures are. That's.
Well, we're speaking of that, Sam, I did get with Larry yesterday, so I did notify SEMA last Friday. We will probably ask for public assistance. As of yesterday, they got the geoengineering, they'll give us some cost estimates, then we'll know where to go forward. For Cole County, the way the federal government does it, it figures $3.26 per population. Well, it's 79,000, we have to meet 286,000 damage before we put in for it, so I'm sure we'll hold that.
Oh.
But yesterday at SEMA, they've already looking at statewide over 13 million in loss, and we'll just add ours to it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. It takes a little time.
Well, we're still supposed to get more today and tomorrow too, so it kind of scary thinking what else can happen.
Hopefully sunshine.
Yeah.
But Osage City's down, I drove all through there yesterday, so you can drive it, people moving back there, so it's better.
I move we stand in recess till 4:30.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I should be out of the paper. I think it's out.